cholesterol puts you at twice the risk for heart disease. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in America today. Today I would like you to consider alternate day fasting not only as a way to lose weight, but also as a way to get healthier, specifically where your cholesterol is concerned. What is alternate day fasting? Alternate day fasting is considered a fad by some, but a way of life by others. When you participate in the alternate day fasting diet, you have a feed day and you have a fast day. On your feed day, you eat 100% to 125% of what your caloric intake is supposed to be normally. On your fast day, you only eat 25% of what your caloric intake should be. So a man weighing about 200 pounds with a relatively active lifestyle should consume about 2,200 calories a day on his feed day. On his fast day, he should only consume about 500 calories. Some benefits of alternate day fasting is that it can help you the side effects from chemotherapy when you're recovering from cancer. It can help with diabetes. It can help with controlling heart disease, and it can help with lowering your cholesterol, specifically your LDL levels. According to the American Heart Association, cholesterol is a substance produced by the liver, and we also intake cholesterol through a variety of the foods that we eat, including meats, cheeses. Almost everything you eat has some kind of cholesterol in it. There are two different types of cholesterol. There is LDL and HDL. LDL stands for low density lipoprotein, and HDL stands for high density lipoprotein. LDL is considered your bad cholesterol. Think of it as a toddler leaving tiny toys all over the house. They are really little fat particles that like to travel through our arteries and also all through our bodies, and they collect in our arteries and eventually can form plaque, which can narrow our arteries, causing heart attack and stroke. HDL is good cholesterol. Think of them as the parent going behind the toddlers and collecting the toys and putting them away. So HDL goes into our arteries and collects the little LDL particles and transports them to the liver, where they are then broken down and excreted from the body. So alternate day fasting, or ADF, can help with the size and where LDL is distributed in the body. There was a study done in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition with alternate day fasting eating high fat and alternate day fasting eating low fat, and it looked at the particle size of the LDL particles and the HDL particles. The goal was to see if the same result could be achieved with a high-fat diet and a low-fat diet while doing alternate day fasting. The result was actually the same. The particle size was decreased in both high-fat and low-fat. The LDL size was decreased, and the distribution was not as great, as widely dispersed as when you just eat a regular diet. HDL particle size actually cannot be decreased through diet alone. You also have to do some high intensity exercising. And while this is an excellent outcome, especially for those that might struggle with high cholesterol or have a family history, there is a downside to alternate day fasting. And that is that alternate day fasting is hard to stick to. A lot of people find it hard just to eat 500 calories in a day. So a study published in the Journal of Internal Medicine states that both restricted calorie and alternate day fasting produce a significant amount of weight loss. In this study, after a year, the alternate day fasting group had lost 6%, while the restricted caloric intake people had only lost 5.3%. The dropout rate in both of these groups during this year-long study was that the alternate day fasting group was 38% dropout rate, and the calorie restricted was 29% dropout rate. While the weight loss was excellent, you can lower your LDL levels with calorie restriction, but you have to eat low fat, and it also takes a lot longer. So I've been doing alternate day fasting since my son was born, well, since my son was probably about 6 months old. I've lost a total of about 55 pounds, but this was also with diet, or with exercising. I've also been doing alternate day fasting for most of my pregnancy. We'll see how much longer I can stick to it. Do you guys have any questions or comments?
So with alternate day fasting, you said you were doing exercises. Do you get especially nauseous or anything on your not eating days?
No, actually. So water is a huge part of alternate day fasting. I consume like 120 ounces of water when I'm not eating.
Are there any other side effects of alternate day fasting? Do you get really...
So hangry, hangriness, and it's a real thing. So your liver is using all of your glycogen stores, which is what our body uses when it's hungry. And so after about the 3rd or 4th day where you're fasting, you have no more glycogen stores, so that hangriness is a true thing. So you have to try to be nice to people.
Does it decrease your muscle tone at all?
It actually doesn't. Alternate day fasting has been actually shown to you retain your lean muscle mass and you lose more fat as opposed to the caloric intake diet.
Okay.
Or restricted caloric intake diet.
Do you have any physical side effects?
No, not so far. Hungriness.
Is it not, you say your stomach's not growly or anything like that?
Yeah, your stomach's growly, but I think that goes away too. I think after about the 1st or 2nd day that you do the fasting, the growliness goes away.
So you're saying it gets easier?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Have there been any bad side effects, bad studies that showed any bad effects of doing alternate day fasting?
No, just a really high dropout rate. Because it's hard in social situations not to eat, especially since America is an eating country. Any other questions?
Yeah,
Comments?
You need like change in your bowel movements or anything like that?
I don't know. I pee a lot more from the more water that I drink. Okay. So in conclusion, alternate day fasting is beneficial not only if you're trying to lose weight, but it can help you lower your cholesterol and it can help control diabetes. And in the lowering of cholesterol, it can help with the risk of heart attack and stroke. The con is that people really find it hard to stay on the diet long term. Thank you guys so much for participating and being here.